Waswahili wanasema muue mkala, lakini haki yake mpe.
Kenya's parliament is engulfed in a firestorm, a credibility crisis, and like any in recent memory, President William Ruto has dropped a bombshell accusing members of parliament of pocketing millions in bribes to sway critical legislation, including the anti-money laundering bill. The allegations aired during a heated joint parliamentary meeting on August 18th have ignited a fierce clash between the executive and the legislature, threatening to paralyze the National Assembly's ability to function. At the heart of this storm are calls to arrest corrupt members of parliament, with fingers pointing at prominent figures like National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah as the nation demands accountability.
If you know these people, do not be mourning and crying like every other common person. As a consumer of raw intelligence, and as a person who can direct the DCI to carry out investigations, please, Kenyans want action. We have had enough talk.
Ruto's claims are specific and damning. He alleged that some MPs collecting up to 10 million Kenyan shillings each to influence the passage of anti-money laundering bill, while a senator reportedly pocketed a staggering 150 million shillings to tilt another matter before the House. Speaking at the Kenya Commercial Bank Leadership Center in Karen, Nairobi, alongside opposition leader Raila Amolo Odinga, President William Ruto did not mince words.
The reality is that there is a problem, and we all know here.
Odinga echoed the sentiment, warning that the culture of extortion in parliament is scaring away investors and stifling Kenya's development. Kimani Ichung'wah, the Kikuyu member of parliament and the National Assembly Majority Leader, has found himself in the eye of the storm. In a fiery rebuttal on the House floor, Ichung'wah pushed back against the accusations, urging members of parliament to stand firm in their oversight role.
Therefore, I want first to encourage members that nothing and nobody should instill fear in you in doing your work as members of parliament, because you are duly elected by the people of Kenya to exercise oversight even over the executive, even the office of the president, and even the president himself. That is why this House has powers under this constitution to impeach those in the executive, and those in the executive can do nothing to remove you from this House. Absolutely nothing.
Kimani Ichung'wah, who has personally faced what he calls immense suffering from these corruption allegations, insisted that the institution should not be demonized as a whole. But the crisis is not just about bribery claims. It is about a deeper betrayal of public trust. Members of parliament have been pushing through controversial bills, often ignoring the disapproval of their electorates. The Finance Bill 2024, for instance, sparked national protest led by Kenya's Gen Z, who stormed parliament in outrage over proposed tax hikes. Despite the public outcry, manipulated footage and rumors of bribes as low as 2 million shillings to secure votes swirled around the bill's passage. Similarly, the Building Bridges Initiative BBI in 2021 saw allegations of cash handouts to members of parliament, with then Gatundu South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria claiming colleagues were paid to support it. These incidents paint a troubling picture, a legislature that prioritizes personal gain over the will of the people. The public's frustration is palpable, and MPs are feeling the heat. Ugenya Member of Parliament Honorable David Ochieng has questioned why no action has been taken against those implicated in wrongdoing.
If you're the president and you know those who are stealing, why don't you arrest them? Why do you come to tell us? What do I have to do with it? You are the president. You are saying you want to fight corruption, and you know those who are stealing. What are you waiting for? Is it our business?
If that act was procured through bribery, then that act should be repealed and brought back to this House, so that we can act on it again without the bribery.
The fallout has been chaotic. On August 19th, National Assembly sessions ground to halt as MPs snapped committee meetings in protest against Ruto's attacks. only the Committee on Implementation met while others boycotted, signaling a deepening rift. Senators, led by Moses Kajwang of the Public Accounts Committee, have demanded that National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula and Senate Speaker Amason Kingi summon President William Ruto to substantiate his claims under Article 125 of the Constitution. Failure to do so, they warned, could lead to impeachment motions against the speakers themselves.
Let the president come before a committee of parliament. Let him repeat the things he has been saying in public rallies, the things he has been saying in other places. Let him bring that evidence so that it is processed in accordance with the law.
My suggestion, Mr. Speaker, authorize the Powers and Privileges Committee to summon the President, or, if not the President, then the head of public service.
As the minority leader, Mr. Speaker, we will defend Parliament to death. We will defend Parliament to the last breath, Mr. Speaker.
The Senate's anger is particularly acute, with Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna accusing parliamentary leadership of failing to defend the institution's dignity.
They should defend the institution and call out the hypocrites who are pointing fingers at Parliament, and yet we know they are the originators of corruption in this country.
They might become the casualties of what is happening, and they will go before we go.
Runyenye's Member of Parliament, Honorable Eric Mushagi, has added fuel to the fire, accusing President William Ruto of using members of Parliament as a convenient scapegoats.
It must be that they are coming for CDF and for RMLF. It is for that reason. 2, it must be that they want to salvage their political aspirations at the expense of the members. They must have realized that many members perhaps are unpopular, and so they want to throw them under the bus.
Mushagi charged, reflecting a growing sentiment among lawmakers that they are being sacrificed to deflect from the executive's own failures. This sentiment was evident at the stormy joint parliamentary meeting where MPs heckled Ruto and Odinga, and some walked out before the session ended. The meeting meant to chart a 10-point agenda for the broad-based government instead exposed the fragility of Kenya Kwanza ODM alliance. As the crisis deepens, the question remains, what is next for Kenya's parliament? The calls for arrest are growing louder, with the Law Society of Kenya demanding investigations into Ruto's claims. The president has responded by forming a multi-agency anti-corruption team, but skeptics argue it is more political theatre than genuine reforms. With public trust in the legislature as an all-time low and controversial bills continue to pass despite electorate disapproval, Kenya's democracy is at a crossroads. Will Ruto name the corrupt MPs and follow through on his promise to arrest them? Or will this scandal become another chapter in Kenya's long history of unaddressed graft? One thing is clear, the nation is watching and the stakes could not be higher. Newsroom, Maisha TV, Reader carrying Chebet.